Okay, this is Face the Nation, Sunday, June 28th, I think. This is more bunk by the media, focusing only on numbers they don't understand, they don't review thoroughly enough, and just use to make all their wild, bizarre accusations. Remember, this is the media that early on was calling every healthcare giver a hero, including the medical trainees who were performing all kinds of idiotic, heroic acts that were killing people. Premature intubation. How often has this clown talked about premature intubation, where hundreds or thousands of people died because they were rushed they were actually put into induced coma and died? Not necessarily from the coronavirus, from being prematurely put into intubation. What other alternatives are being offered for those who don't want to be intubated? Was a clinical trial done on ventilators to know the most effective way to use them in regards to the coronavirus? No. Did they report about that? No. Are they reporting on anything to do with any kind of treatments in the early stages of coronavirus that might actually just knock it out? No. All they do is talk about numbers, and then the other idiotic thing is he'll say things like, well, didn't you start the re-implementation of our economy too soon? It doesn't matter. The waves are waves. A smaller wave will be followed by a bigger wave. A bigger wave will be followed by a smaller wave. What kind of idiot doesn't understand that? He just went on and on with all of this arrogance for like 5 or 10 minutes, just bashing away. Then they started talking, and they talk about masks. Again, show me the clinical trials about masks. Not just if they spray, but what is the effect of breathing in? And I guess we're going to find out, because all the workers who are being forced to wear masks. But will we find out really? Will we really know the result of what once evaluations are done on people who've been wearing masks for weeks and months in a row for 8-hour shifts? Are we going to know? Are they going to tell us if in fact that was acceptable or not? Or is this clown never going to research it or want to tell you? Because right here he's saying everyone should be wearing a mask without, again, citing any clinical trials that prove that if you wear a mask that you're not even reinfecting yourself. How do we not even know? I'll just throw out a crazy tinfoil argument right now, only because it's never been tested. So it can't be tinfoil if it hasn't been tested. What if you have the symptoms of coronavirus and you wear a mask day after day after day? So day after day after day, you're breathing in and out through your mask that you're also expelling coronavirus onto, or symptoms of it onto. Is it possible you're going to create some kind of a new form of coronavirus? I forgot the word that would be. A mutation, a mutated form. Do they know? Did they do a clinical trial? These clowns should be only talking about what clinical trials are being done day after day after day, and why aren't more being done? That's what they should be talking about. Not talking about numbers they don't understand, because as I said before, if you have a small wave, it'll be followed by a bigger wave. If you have a big wave, that'll create a smaller wave because they're out of caution. They're going to go up and down, up and down. The implication that there's only going to be 1 or 2 waves is idiotic. How could you not know that? And how are you going to cover up your idiocy in a couple more months when we have more and more waves? And you're going to see, oh, there's a bigger one than a smaller one. Oh, I get it. When we have a big wave, people get afraid and they're more cautious. But when we have a small wave, they get mad because they're losing their homes and their economy and their life. Don't you get it? You're getting paid, you moron!
And I'll read you a few. Dr. Anthony Fauci says there's a disturbing surge of infections. The governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, says there is a massive outbreak in the Wall Street Journal 10 days ago, you said 20,000 cases was a good number relative to where they've been. This week, there have been 40,000 cases. Your level of concern, I understand you're saying what's been done, seems insufficient to the alarm from governors and experts.
No, let me be very clear that we are focused, our entire team is focused on working with governors to make sure that we meet this moment and support the efforts at state levels to provide the kind of steps that will mitigate these new cases. But there's another way, John, that this is different from early on, and that is that one of the things that we've heard in Texas and Florida in particular is that nearly half of those who are testing positive are Americans under the age of 35.
Who went protesting? The idiot reporter won't say it.
To be hospitalized who are testing positive for coronavirus.
He's blaming the government for the protesters.
And so we really believe that what is happening here is a combination of increased testing. We're able to test a great deal more.
And he can't say it because if he does, the idiotic progressive media will jump all over the president and the vice president for saying the truth.
Have been congregating in ways that may have disregarded the guidance that we gave on the federal level.
You can't just say the idiot protesters didn't wear masks.
You see several governors taking action.
He can't say it, but now they're being blamed. So all the people who stayed home and are losing their jobs and their money and their homes, they're the bad guys, but we won't mention all the protesters who just massively spread everything. And I'm not against the protesting, by the way. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways.
The states that are reopening are having some of the biggest problems. Did the reopening?
No, the protesting, you moron! Say it, you moron! You won't say it!
Opening up again to one degree or another. And I know there's a temptation to associate the new cases in the Sun Belt with reopening, but it's important to remember that
the protesters!
Florida and like Texas.
Don't blame anybody. How about that? Just say
for the better part of 6 weeks, John, we did not.
Why do you have to blame the president for one idiot putting his knee on some victim for 9 minutes and killing him on video? Why was that the president's fault?
And we continue to be very confident that they have the supplies. And
that police officer was
to give people the
was employed throughout Obama's entire presidency. Nothing changed then.
The situation. The argument is that the situation shouldn't be existing in the first place.
No, you're wrong.
Waited longer to reopen, and they have seen.
No, you idiot! The longer you wait, the smaller the wave, the bigger the one it's gonna follow.
Cases are.
How can you be so fucking stupid? And I apologize for saying that.
Cases in a single day
My
in Florida.
God.
Something happened. And
it's called the protesting.
The experts are saying. These states walked into a problem with their eyes wide open because they opened too early. And that's a mistake.
So all the law-abiding people who didn't loot, who stayed home, should still stay home because the protesters were out creating more cases. That makes a lot of sense. This is not the time to be blaming anybody. Don't blame the protesters. Don't blame the law-abiders who stayed home. Don't blame a bigger wave on the president. Dude, focus on clinical trials. How many are being done? How many are not being done? Do some work, you moron. Don't just look at some numbers that you don't understand.
He stood up the White House coronavirus task force.
Oh my God.
Everything I've described about an unprecedented scaling of testing